Hello everyone, this is Eric with Aura Insights LLC, and I'm here today to talk about my new Aura camera system. I should actually say it's not the actual camera that actually does the sensing, it actually is an actual sensor. And so here I do actually have a sensor. This is what you use to actually put in your hand, and it detects that level and puts it through. What it does is that it detects a particular kind of frequency level. Um, a lot of scientists that have been working on this have actually decided to call it the biomagnetic field, and they usually are going by hertz. So, and I will be going through a little bit about that. So, one of the reasons why I actually do this is because auras actually interest me, and I've gotten into healing touch. I've also gotten into Reiki. In healing touch, I've actually had to read a book about it, which I'm going to be showing you in just a sec. And just the interest level and the fact that some of this actually is related to what psychics actually do see, and the fact that if they're able to see the same color that is actually on the system here, it's because it's the same frequency. So So the one for the healing touch is called Hands of Light, and this is actually by Barbara Brennan. And in this one, it has a different variety of different ways of looking at the field. She's done her own tests and experiences. She even has a variety of different colors and pictures, and tries to show us exactly how she kind of sees things. And also, she goes through some of the chakras, and there's even considered some minor chakras. Now, in this, she actually does go through what has been tested out, and basically, it was in the late 80s and possibly early 90s, but they did actually test out about these colors. And I don't know if this can be seen right now, but here are those colors. And they're hertz. They actually go by hertz. So I'll just go through those colors. So blue is 250 to 275 hertz plus 1200 hertz. Green 250 to 475 hertz. Yellow 500 to 700. Orange 950 to 1050. Red 1000 to 1200. Violet 1000 to 2000 plus 300 to 400 and 600 to 800 hertz. And lastly, the white 1100 to 2000 hertz. At least this is the original one. There are some additional new examples that you can probably find online. I may be able to bring up some of those links on YouTube. And so, the next one that I have been inspired about is actually the one that I kind of go a little bit about what the colors mean when I do the interpretations. So this is actually Change Your Aura, Change Your Life, and this is by Barbara Y. Martin. And she's also one of those that is actually able to see things, see the psychic view, and see how they see the colors, see the symbols, see a variety of different things. So as you can see here, she can actually see the symbolism of the hearts around here when it comes down to romantic love, even be able to see that they're not just intelligent, but what kind of intelligence, a variety of different things that it looks like she's able to actually see. Here is one about what is considered an enlightened person, about what she actually sees. It seems like the colors flow marvelously. And here's her basic color list. And she goes through all these different colors, what they kind of sort of mean. Obviously, though, my system does not have all the variety of colors. So I have to kind of go through where the colors are at, what they may seem to be, and what can be interpreted. Okay, so I'm going to go through the system here. So give me one moment. I am going to go ahead and get this changed a bit so that you can actually see it a whole lot better, hopefully. As you can see, it actually detected me when I touched it. So I'm going to go ahead and touch it right now. And I do give it some time just so that things can go through. And as you can see, certain things have changed. They even changed from the last time. So as you can see here, it kind of flows through. These are the chakras. They do look kind of low at the moment. Things have been kind of a little low for me right now. But I am trying to help that. I'm trying to increase that, trying to make sure of those things. So in this particular program, I'm actually able to see the flow. As I go through, I can show people how everything works. As you can see, I'm predominantly in the blue, dark blue. A lot of times I am actually in the violet. But at this point, because of what I'm trying to do, trying to go through things, I'm also trying to think of some other things. And so as you can see, certain things are going through, certain things have changed, certain things have gone through. Now this program also has an aura graph. And so now you can actually see kind of how the chakras are going, the energy level of where I'm at, what I'm thinking, what kind of things are going on right now. As you can see, things are rather low, not really working as well at this point. It's one of those things where you kind of have your own little lowerness of certain things. But this is pretty much where I am at to a certain degree right now, especially when it comes down to the chakras. So as you can kind of see, things have, of course, slowed down because it's probably stopped. So as you can see, things are kind of happen a little bit here. And you can kind of see the movement of the aura wave and my emotion meter and how things have gone. Oh, it didn't go, did it? Here we go. So you can see the emotions are kind of flying at this point because I'm trying to think of some other things, trying to get through some other parts. Now this program does also, of course, print out reports. And also you can do an image. So this is the kind of report that people actually go through and they actually see. So now this is one of those things you do actually get, people do get a picture of who they are at that moment. These particular reports, these big reports, do not actually have that. The photo itself will actually have that. So for an example, one of my photos actually happens to be this. So it's a little bit darker, but it actually, that's pretty much how a photo will work. It does have photo paper. So in the report, it will actually give you even what is on the photo report, little photo paper there. But I do actually give out my own. So for an example, you do actually see a whole lot of green right now. So I'm kind of thinking about trying to rebalance my life. I'm trying to think about how things are going, and I'm using actually my thought process. So the top here is actually my thoughts. Where are my thoughts right now? And I'm actually trying to be, a lot of times green is considered healing. I actually consider it more of a balancing color. But it is part of your heart chakra. And of course, as I was talking about what was going on in my life and everything, here we go. Things were trying to work on things, trying to work. Um, the left and right sides. On our right side, which actually, this is as if you're looking at me, so this is actually my right side. And actually, since both are green, it won't really matter, but on the green side, green, of course, is what I'm trying to show out in the right side. Unless, of course, you're left-handed, that could actually make a switch about what it actually means. So what I'm giving out with the green is that I'm trying to give out healing energy, but at the same time, I'm also trying to balance myself out, and I'm trying to show this to people. The fact that I actually talked about that actually showed that, and on my left side, it's actually showing that that's what I'm actually trying to do. The fact that I'm actually trying to do this and trying to make this work is part of the whole process. Now, on the inside here is pretty much who I am as of right now. That is a deeper part of me. So right now, it's kind of considered light blue, but I will have to say for this system, that's actually considered blue. And what it's actually saying is that right now I'm trying to express myself. I'm trying to deal with things. Um, um, it's something that almost ever have a passion for to actually talk about. So as you can kind of see, your essence is tranquil and sensitive, but it's not just that. It's also about being able to express myself because it's from the throat chakra. And the bottom here is what is considered the foundation. So right now, what I am kind of my foundation right now is to be able to start expressing myself more. Try to actually bring stuff out. Um, right now, a lot of times when I see that, it's kind of like with people, I usually say, "Are you pretty outgoing?" etc., etc., or are you working on expressing yourself more? Things like that. Now, here you can see a little bit better of the chakras about their levels. Right now, it is kind of low. Um, since I've been having a little bit of a hard time about certain things that are going on in my life right now, that's kind of actually a usual thing. So as you can see with my chakras, they're not exactly that good at this point. So as you can see with the root chakra, and you can actually, if you can read it, go ahead and read it. To me, the base chakra or the root chakra is considered the physical side of things. And physical doesn't necessarily mean physical in a sense of sports and things like that, but it does. But it's not just that. It's also about sexual energy, like lust. It's a different kind of energy besides the uh, energy of love in that kind of degree. Um, it's also about money and wealth. It is also about having a passion for life that actually works. What's considered navel chakra here, that's actually what I consider the sacral chakra, and that's actually about your emotions, about um, how do you show your emotions? What do you do? And it's also about a certain kind of artistic creativity of sorts. And so if you are an artist of sorts, if you're either into music or if you draw or you do certain things like that, that is actually a really big part of it. It just has a huge emotional flow. This is also the emotional side about not just sexuality, but also about being able to be very highly attracted to people in not just a lustful sense, but as a personal sense. The solar plexus is your The solar plexus is your kind of more intellectual side. But it's also about personal power, which to me that's actually more confidence, being able to have actual confidence within yourself. So of course, the more you have, the more confidence you actually feel. So right now, I'm not really feeling as confident. There's also the intellectual side, and so there is a side of trying to use more of an intellectual level. You know, when you're doing math, when you're uh, doing a variety of different things. I mean, if you're going through your checkbook, you're trying to do that, you're going to use your mind on that. Your heart chakra is going to be, of course, of your heart, which is about love. Now, love in this kind of sense is actually a different kind of love in the sense that it's more compassion. I consider it a little bit more like an unconditional love to a certain degree. And it's not just about being able to give that kind of love, but also be able to receive that love. The throat chakra, that's about expressing yourself. It isn't just about being able to express yourself. It's about do you feel like you can express yourself? And that's actually a really big, important kind of thing to do, is to be able to express yourself. The third eye, that's pretty much of your intuitive level. It is also about your psychic level. It is also what I would consider when you are reading something on a spiritual or psychic level, that actually increases it. That actually brings it in, brings it through. The crown chakra, that's actually when you are praying or meditating. I know they do say about intuition and things, which, of course, to me, this is actually where more what's considered maybe claircognizance in a certain kind of way. And claircognizance to me is basically clear knowing, which is when things come directly from the divine to your mind, and it just comes out in that kind of degree. Now there is a mind, body, and spirit graph too. And so it's actually saying that my spirit is at 39, my mind is at 32, and my body is at 29. My aura power is based on the width of my aura. So right now, either I'm very protective or I'm right now being a really good introvert. So it's not just about the level of energy, it's about where I want to put my aura. So extroverts would definitely be in a large, so they could be between probably 70 to 100. The aura wave is kind of how your frequency is. It usually is probably how the emotions are going and how it's actually flowing. Yin Yang Oil, I don't use it as much, but it can be definitely used. So right now it looks like it's more in the green value. A lot of times it's in either the violet or the dark blue. And so here you can actually look. So for green, you can actually see that the opposite is actually the red. So increase physical energy, which is probably what I'm going to have to do, is probably walk or do something. Find something more passionate to actually do, which right now that's kind of what I'm trying to do, and be able to go through that. Actually, let me keep that up there. And then the relaxation level, of course, is I'm not very relaxed right now. I'm trying to go through this. I'm trying to make sure I say what needs to get said, and do it in a very good expert / professional fashion. And so I'm kind of working on that. And here is the level of pretty much where my energy's at, which is kind of in the medium range. It looks like right now I'm trying to probably slow things down, trying to bring things, but I'm usually in the higher range for some odd reason, which is interesting because I don't really feel like I'm that high there, but I'm kind of thinking on a spiritual level that there might be part of my soul and spirit that actually bring me up a bit. Then the emotion is basically where I'm at emotionally, and right now it seems like I'm expressing. It's is kind of not really a calm, but it's definitely out there and being active. So here is more detailed information about what you actually would be reading at the very top layer. So it's trying to tell you exactly some of these colors and what they actually mean. And they even give you little things like you're a good friend and a natural healer. There are times when your emotional energy may be sapped, leading to feelings of resentment or jealousy. And then they do actually talk about a variety of different things. And, depending upon exactly where the colors are at, will also depend upon what is actually being said. So as you can see here, this actually puts on a blue personality, and the only reason for that is because in my center, that's actually was considered blue at this point. And right now, I think it's really, in my viewpoint, the reason why it was is because I'm actually trying to be not just tranquil and sensitive like it says. I'm actually trying to, of course, expressing myself. So there are certain little things where I feel like some of these things aren't as descriptive, but they definitely can to a certain degree. This will also go with mind and body. Gives you a lot of more information about that. Social life and relationships with intimacy. Career and finances. Health, well-being, and growth. So if you're predominantly a particular color, these things would probably be more accurate when it comes down to it. Sometimes they're just, depending upon what you do, they actually change. But if you're in a particular kind of calm state, it actually helps, and it actually brings that in. So as you can see, there's a lot of different things that are going on, and you can actually find out. I definitely do the photos. I print them, and I give my own personal interpretations, allow them to see a little bit more sometimes too, just to see what goes on. A lot of times things get a little bit on the personal side, just so that we not just for knowledge of each other, but to go through to see exactly what's going on with that energy, see what's going on, how things are going, and if they're asking for improvements, what can I do, etc. Now, I do also have a small report and a large report, or what I consider a full report. The small report I can actually print out. It does not have the chakra information, but it will give out most of the other information. In the small report, I can print or I can email. In the full report, I only will email. Now, for charging, my normal fees are this. The photo is $20 just within itself, but it also includes my interpretation. I also may go through some of the things that they can actually see within the computer and see how things flow. So we may actually go through some things, but they won't actually get that printed or emailed. For $25, I can do the small report. And for $30, I would do the full report in only email. Now, there are sometimes discounts that I will do. For an example, Unity members at Unity Inneractive will most likely be getting either a $5 to $10 discount. So, in ending, I just want to be able to let you know that this is something that I really have been wanting to do. I've been doing the metaphysical fairs for over 5 years now, and doing readings and interpretations. And now that I have this system for myself, I want to be more available. And I definitely can be, this is actually a portable system, so I can definitely go out and see people here in Colorado Springs predominantly. I am, of course, available for parties. I'm available for other fairs. Um, I am also willing to be in other shops, being like a guest reader or being at their fairs. Currently, I am at Mountain Metaphysical Shop. It is over on West Colorado. It is actually owned by Donna O'Reilly, and I have basically a contract with her. And so, like for an example, the February 23rd, yeah, February 23rd, I'm actually doing uh, guest reading there. There is also, I believe, March 9th and 10th um, that I will be doing my aura photos and all for the fair that she's having there, and it's actually kind of a moderately, somewhat spring fair. I believe it's also their 10th anniversary, so they're actually really wanting to really do a lot there. So, so just to end, I wanted to show you what this can do, and if this is something that interests you to go through, find out more information. This is what I am. This is what I do. And this is something that I feel is important. So I want to thank you and have a great day.